Hey, what's up guys? Jake, you're getting back some Fatal 12! Maharu and that child, whose name I don't remember, are having a secret conversation in the cafe and we're spying on them or something. Let's get into it.
Don't you?
Yes! I can hear them clearly once Maharu seems to change the subject. Okay, she looks adorable in that shirt.
As I thought, something isn't quite right.
How so?
You called me by name before Rinka ever said it in front of you. That means you already knew it. I asked this already knowing the answer, but you have my name card, don't you?
I'm sorry.
Why are you apologizing?
Because I never told you about having it.
You're really throwing me for a loop.
Maharu sighs and massages her brow with her fingers.
Fine, fucking whatever. Just remember this. My name is Mishima Maharu.
Yes, I won't deny that.
You're an interesting kid, you know that?
Maharu's name card. I know her full name, yet somehow I don't have it? That can only mean her real name is something other than what I know her as. Well, it's not too surprising when you consider her circumstance at home. It's also why I've never asked her about it.
I know you're there, Rinka.
No! It's someone else. Sister! I cover my mouth by reflex when Maharu calls my name, despite knowing that I'll make a slapping sound.
Did you honestly think I, of all people, would notice the sound of your breathing? You know that I listen to a recording of your breathing every night when I go to bed.
Okay, sorry?
No shortage of apologize for me today, huh? I'm not sure how much you heard, but either way, do me a favor and fucking forget it, okay? And Sophia, sorry for waking you up in the middle of the night. You need as much sleep as you can get. Let's get you back upstairs.
Yeah, okay. Jesus Christ, someone just died in the hallway. I want to discuss things with Maharu now that the cat's out of the bag, but we decided it's best to go back to my room after watching Sonia let out a big yawn. Basically, I don't get to find out anything regarding Maharu's name card. Wait, we don't need it. Who the fuck cares? Right? We're cool with her. I'd die for Maharu. She's cool. Or something. School ends up flying by somehow. Once class is over, the three of us meet at the gate. We couldn't have Sonia infiltrate the school again, so we got her to wander around the university campus instead. Not only is it open to everyone, but there's a library there as well. I'm sure she's surprised a few students there, but fuck them. However, once we meet up, I realized getting her to do that was a mistake. The university seems like fun. Sonia. Her words pierce my heart. She'll never have the opportunity to attend the university, regardless of Divine Selection's outcome. Even if she were to win somehow, it wouldn't cure her condition, maybe. That's a theory we have. Whether or not she really would die soon after is unknown, but at the very least, she's convinced herself it's certain.
Don't beat yourself up, Rinka, right?
Right! I'm happy I got to see something new!
Okay, we should get going. There's lots for us to see today.
I can't wait to see anything and everything! Things seem fine between the two of them. I guess they put whatever happened last night behind them. Like Maharu said, we've got plenty to see today. We make our way toward the station. Cool. What the fuck? Where are we? It's hard to sum up all the places we visited. First was Tokyo Skytree. After that, Sensoji Temple. We made sure to avoid the busy area, but we still gotta look at Kaminamara. We saw Ropey Hills from a distance as well, but before that we paid a visit to Jinboku since it served as a setting for an old anime. Walking from place to place would have been a bit much, so we used a taxi instead. Sonia's parents must be rich, since she paid for everything with her credit card, just like she did at the maid cafe. That helped a lot, especially because we also went to Odaiba. After getting on the Ferris wheel and seeing Fuji Television Building, we had to turn right around to reach our final stop. Said last stop is Sojoji Temple. It's said to be a time-honored temple with ties to the Tokugawa family from the Edo period. That and something about Pure Land Buddhism. Based on what we're seeing here, a lot of bands and artists use the open area for concerts. There's an area's name, and those of its surrounding stations are based on the name of a huge gate at the entrance to the temple, so it goes without saying just how impressive it all is. It's only 30 or so minutes from the station, yet I had no idea this place even existed. Ugh, fuck this.
I figured we'd be fine, since we're on our feet most of the time we're working, but this really hasn't been taxing. Has been taxing, whatever, it's tiring.
Meanwhile, Sonia walks ahead of us. We complain about her aching feet. Wow! She blurts out an exclamation of wonder as she points at the Tokyo Tower visible off in the distance. You can see clearly past the temple. Its huge red frame is decorated with all sorts of colored lighting. Obviously I've seen it before, but seeing this close at night is a completely different experience. It's so pretty.
Yeah.
Tokyo is such a nice place. All three of us are entranced by the sight of Tokyo Tower glimmering in the night for a good while. It brings back memories of the parade and the light show I saw together with Maharu at the theme park. Divine Selection wasn't even on my mind back then. Never would I have imagined that I'd wind up in a situation like this. I wonder if Sonia's reflecting on her life right now. There's a hint of sorrow on her face. She looks up at the Tokyo Tower. Really? Where's the sorrow? She looks pretty happy.
I'm happy I had the opportunity to see something this lovely. I'm so happy that it's making me feel worried.
Her eyes water and reflect the light coming from the tower. She raises her gaze higher into the night sky, but does little to keep the tears from running down her cheeks.
This has to be the happiest moment of my life. My first time experiencing the world. And it's also the last.
The floodgates damming her tears have broken. I understand that feeling all too well. She can't keep up the facade any longer. Her bright smile has been snuffed out by this outburst.
It's all over. Today is my last.
I feel my own eyes start to water, but I do everything in my power to hold it in. I move to hug her, but Maharu notices and shakes her head at me.
Don't let yourself get too attached.
That ship has sailed, my dude. This is a child crying because she's gonna die today. She says this quietly enough so only I hear her. Something else. There's no doubt she'll crumble in front of reality otherwise. Sonia. I told myself I accepted my situation, but it's not true. I know the world is full of beautiful things like this. Time slows to a crawl while Sonia lets all her emotions out. Light from the tower reflects off her tears, causing them to shine like precious jewels. Thank you. Maharu starts to say something but stops herself. Once Sonia finally settles down, we make our way back to the lion house. Cool. Great scene. I like the part where the child cried. It's 9 p.m. by the time we get back. Going out to buy stuff for dinner, not to mention making it, would have taken even longer, so we just get some fucking pizza. Needless to say, the three of us wolf it down immediately.
Delicious! Japan's food truly is the best.
Ah, yes. Japanese pizza. Oh, come on. I know for a fact you can get pizza delivered in Russia as well.
I always had to watch what I ate before this. That's why I'm happy I can eat whatever I want now.
Her tone may be cheery, but there's a certain weight hidden behind each and every word. Maharu manages to keep things from being awkward, though.
I'm a bit upset you didn't cook, to be honest.
Fuck off! We have to be mindful of the time. Besides, I don't think I've had pizza delivered since I was a kid.
Well, I can't imagine you'd have much opportunity to do so living with your grandma. As we all know, grandmothers die if they eat pizza.
Yeah, she was never big on getting stuff delivered in the first place, except some soba now and then. She's not against pizza itself, considering she'd make it here every so often. In fact, she'd eat pretty much anything, to the point where she'd always go on about not being fussy about food as the secret behind her being so healthy. She really is healthy for her age, too. She really enjoys bragging about still having all her teeth intact.
I see you take after her in that regard.
Yeah, I guess, sure.
Your grandmother must be a wonderful person. She's the one who raised Rinka, so you're right about that.
Says Maharu, who I'm pretty sure hasn't actually met her. There's plenty to talk about while we eat dinner. The topics often revolve about Sonia's family. Her grandmother in particular sounds like a nice person. She's apparently good at sewing. Aw, in fact, she's the one who's made Pazahir for Sonia.
I never had any friends, so my grandmother gifted Pazahir to me so I wouldn't be lonely while reading books and watching anime. It had the chance to see the world along with me today, so I'm sure it's as happy as I am.
A heavy yawn erupts from Sonia after that, almost as if to lighten the mood.
Now that I've eaten, I'm starting to feel sleepy.
Well, we did a lot of walking today, so get some rest or something.
Okay, good night.
Cool, bye. Saying that, she makes her way upstairs. Maharu and I are alone together downstairs. Maharu ends up being the one to strike up a conversation while we tidy everything up.
I didn't notice anyone following us, so number 11 certainly seems to be confident. Whimsical, even.
I could tell Maharu was on edge the entire day, mainly because I was the same way when I first met Sonia. It's not far-fetched to assume one person would keep an eye on her parents, and the other would watch Sonia since two participants are working together. In this case, number 3, Federico Carminati, would probably watch her parents, while number 11 would be in charge of just Sonia because she's the one holding her cards. You know, I understand why she'd feel confident when she's got all 3 of Sonia's cards, but what makes you call her whimsical?
From what I gather, she really wanted Sonia to enjoy her final few days here. If she really wanted to make sure Sonia wouldn't work with her parents to dig up any info on them, she'd prevent them from meeting up, even on the final day. That should go without saying. And yet, she granted Sonia the opportunity to be with her family. It makes her seem compassionate at a glance, but I think there's more to it than that. In truth, she didn't place the shackles on Sonia. She tied the hands of her parents.
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Well, there's no guarantee Sophia's parents believe her regarding divine selection. They might have brought her here under the false assumption she made a temporary recovery. In that case, they never have let fatty foods like pizza. Bear in mind I'm talking from an objective standpoint here, and not my personal opinion regarding pizza.
Thanks for that disclaimer. I thought you didn't like pizza, but cool.
I don't think she would have been able to see the world like she wanted to with her parents. Do you understand where I'm going with this yet?
I think back to Sonia's comment on having the freedom to eat what she likes. Pointing that out must mean she previously didn't have that freedom. Excellent deductive reasoning. Sonia's definition of seeing the world at large differs from ours, and number 11's actions enabled her to fulfill that one desire.
Of course, I doubt she expected Sophia to run into us. Even then, the desire for her to minimize that regret is definitely there. 2 or 3 days likely is enough for her to completely remove her regret, but I think it's safe to say her tears tonight would have held a completely different meaning had she been with her parents.
I see, I mean that makes sense. Not sure I can say this was the correct option, but at the very least Sonia seems to be happy from the bottom of her heart.
This may serve as an important foundation when it comes to learning more about number 11, too. That's not the main point of this discussion, though. Instead, I want you to consider joining forces with me for the remainder of Divine Selection.
Why the fuck didn't we do this like 10 years ago? Like seriously, as soon as I found out she was part of this, I was like, well, yeah, let's team up and kick ass, dude. She stares deep into my eyes. It takes a while, but she finally comes out with a proposition that feels long overdue. I stare right back, unable to say anything in response. My brain completely shuts down, and I die. The end. I honestly have no idea what to say. I can hear the sound of her breathing. Noticing that her nerves are building with each and every breath, I finally answer. Sorry, no. You have every intention of making me the final survivor, don't you?
I mean, I do, but you need to realize I'd be doing it for my own sake as well.
That really doesn't change anything. It's not fair to partner up with you when I haven't resolved to do the same for your sake. I still can't decide which one of us deserves to live through this. Wow, that's a nice thing to say to another person. There's no way I'd be fine with letting one of my closest friends give their life away, and yet I don't want to die without knowing my own regret, without knowing why I got wrapped into all this to begin with. So long as I've got stuff like that on my mind, I'll only hold you back in the end. There's no doubt I'll face situations similar when I confronted Alan at the hospital again. I'm sure my resolve will take a hit again when that time comes.
Your regret, huh?
Maharu trails off. There's no need for her to speak when her expression screams the complicated thoughts she's having. Her silence doesn't last too long, though.
I'm fairly sure you should have an idea about my cause of death. I'm also sure that you'd be appalled by it, too. It's fine, though. I'm okay with maintaining the status quo, even if my stance on the matter hasn't changed. My fate exists for your sake, so I'll simply wait for the day when you finally clear up your own personal doubts, you fucking degenerate.
Why are you so desperate to give your life for mine? Surely you have your own regret to care about. You do have your own cards, don't you?
It's because I love you.
Okay, just really coming out of the fence swinging, huh? Okay, love. Her exclamation throws me off at first, but naturally, she must mean in a friendly way. Yeah.
Anyway, we should get some sleep ourselves. You plan on seeing Sophia off tomorrow, don't you?
Yeah. I know she's the type of person who uses suggestive lines to mask her actual feelings. Doesn't stop me from getting all flustered, though. Maybe because there's the off chance that she means it. In that case, I have no idea how to handle this. That's making it even worse. Anyways, dude, just fuck. Whatever, it's fine. Getting to sleep is no easy task after going back to my room. There's way too much on my mind. Lingering in my head is what Maharu said. Thought I should have an idea about her cause of death. I did not outright deny her claim because, well, it's true. I've just been desperately trying to avoid thinking about it because I don't want to see my thoughts regarding my friend's death get turned into a card. There's one thing I can say for sure regardless. There's no way I'd ever think less of you over it. Seems she's fast asleep already, judging by her breathing. Can't help but be impressed by how good she looks even while sleeping. Yeah, right? Let's fucking get in on that, my dude. It's hard not to notice the scar on her wrist peeking out from under her sleeve. Wow, that's upsetting. That's really upsetting. Wow, okay, great. I brew some coffee for both Sonia and Maharu once morning comes around. Sonia doesn't want to drink hers black, so I make sure to put milk and sugar in.
This was my first time drinking coffee. It was delicious. It's been a while since I had some coffee here. The taste seems to have changed, too.
Yeah, well, I peed in it. How you like me now? Whoa! What is this gaudy abomination? Why do we have something like that? Who paid for it? Whatever. Well, it was my grandmother who made it last time, so that's not a surprise to hear.
That's not it. I was implying I've changed. I can tell it's your coffee based on the fragrance alone.
Okay, Maharu, you're scaring me. So you like smelled the coffee and were like,
Rinka.
And that's not cool. My coffee, huh? I suppose I've been making slight changes to it the way I prepare it for a while. That doesn't matter right now, though. Rather, I can't help but lose myself. I stare at Maharu basking in the morning glow while enjoying her coffee. It causes me to recall her comment from last night, which forced me to avert my eyes. Sonia's staring at her, too. I'm not sure if she noticed me doing so and followed suit, but she eventually smiles and speaks up. I have a request for both of you. I'd like to leave Haza here with you. Oh, no, I can't. Huh? But it's an important gift from your grandmother, isn't it? Okay, you're really not reading the room right now.
Pazza here. It's Russian for traveler, isn't it?
Wow, you understand my home language? I'm impressed. The name must represent your desire to go out and see the world. A pang of sadness hits me as I remember Kiko's belief regarding the meaning behind one's name, although I do my best to hide it behind a smile.
What is it you want us to do with it?
I want you to show it to the world in my place. She holds her closest friend out to Maharu with that beaming smile of hers.
There's no point in handing it over to me.
This is a request for the both of you. She leaves Pazza here on the table at which Maharu is sitting and prepares to continue with her request. Miharu unconsciously strokes his head with her finger. At least I assume it's unconscious of her, since she retracts her finger the moment she realizes what she's doing.
Would you mind listening to what I have to say?
The goddess said that, originally, all 12 of us were supposed to have gathered in the same place 12 weeks from the beginning of divine selection. In reality, my parents planned to take me on a trip if my condition didn't get any worse. They'd even decided on bringing me to Tokyo.
They changed his course, and your condition grew worse. Still, that means you were originally supposed to come here.
Yes, fate changed its course by having me die before you could take the trip. The important part here is that if fate can change, it can do so for the worst, then it can do so for the best. The goddess said fate will allow only one of us to make it to the end, but if fate has something that can somehow change on a whim, then it's possible it can be altered to let both of you make it through together. It may be too late for me, but I believe you two will show even more of the world to Pazza here, together. You think it's possible to change fate? Obviously. Literally all of us died and are alive now. You remember? You were there?
It's not.
It is.
Even if we could, all that would change is which one of us makes it through. And believe me, it wouldn't be anyone other than Rinka so long as I'm around. Don't forget that it's the same goddess's rules that are keeping us alive right now.
That's true, but still, I won't take my request back. Sonia speaks with enough confidence to refute Miharu's denial. The look in her eyes tells me she's convinced by her own words, too.
Selfish until the end, you little bitch.
This is my final will, so yeah!
I see. I won't make any promises, but let me ask you, Rinka. Are you willing to carry out her request?
Yeah. I nod firmly to reinforce my response. This is probably the only thing I can do for her now. In that case, I'll be on my way. Thank you for giving me some of your precious time.
Sure, take care.
Sonia, I promise I won't forget about the fun time we spent together.
Being with you two made me very happy too.
Uh-oh, I should leave before it gets too hard for me to do so. Alright, farewell. She bows deeply before leaving. I watch her sink down to the horizon from the store window.
Off she goes.
I'm too caught up in my own thoughts to properly register what Maharu says. Nothing can change the fact Sonia's going to be eliminated tonight. When I think about it, I only have 2 of her cards. I don't even have the option of triggering a simultaneous selection like I did with Kiko. Granted, even if I did, it'd be nothing more than a temporary measure to condole myself. But, seeing her walk on her own like that is too much.
Rinka?
Before I can catch myself, I lose my composure, and the tears come pouring down my face are proof of that.
This is why I called the situation dumb when I first learned about it. You said you didn't regret your decision, though. Does that hold true, even now?
I can't compose myself to respond verbally, so I have to nod in response.
And this right here is exactly why I love you.
She sits down next to me after saying that. The moment our shoulders touch, I turn and cling on to her. She stays by my side the entire time I cry. Well, awesome. Cool. Now that we've cried like 5 times in the last hour, I'm going to draw this episode to a close. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you like that, don't forget to like, subscribe, be sure to tune next week for more Fatal 12 with yours truly. I'll see you guys then.